You're watching Homebrew, hosted by Big Secu at secu.com.
Hi guys, how's it going? It's me. You have not seen me for a while, and yeah, I'm sorry about that. I don't know what it is. I really don't know what it is. I've started losing weight again. I've lost about 18 pounds so far, something like that, since January, the start of January. So about a stone and a half in UK terms. This isn't going to be a particularly funny or zany video, I'm afraid. I know that, I suppose I am known for doing that. I want to get back to making that kind of video, but I just felt that I've not done a video for so long and I wanted to do something, a video of some description, just to tell you I'm still alive, I'm still here, and I don't intend on stopping doing YouTube videos about homebrew and brewing and all that kind of stuff. But I have to say, and it's probably not going to come as a shock to people who have been watching my channel since the start, I don't know what it is. I think I'm going through some personal stuff just now, and I just I don't know, kind of lethargic, apathetic, not just about brewing or being arsed to make a video. It's about most things, to be honest. So I don't really want to go into that in huge detail, but let's just leave it at, I got some pills from the doctor. So yeah, I'm going to try and do better with that. But anyway, here is a beer that I made with a friend of mine called Lewis Shand, who is now a former director at the Brewmeister Brewery in Keith in Moray. That's north of Aberdeen in Scotland. So you might remember, way back end of last year, Lewis came round and we brewed a beer together. I think I mentioned that in the last video that I did. So here it is. We came up with some daft name for it. It's got muesli in it, as well as malt, and I think there's some molasses sugar in there as well. So it's about 8% alcohol. And Lewis actually came round a couple of months ago, and we did a tasting session of not only that beer, in its infancy. It wasn't carved, it wasn't even bottled, it was just straight out the secondary. And we tasted some Brewmeister beers as well, and we had a good time. I really enjoyed it. But I think after that, I just kind of got into this funk. I'm sorry, Lewis. I should have edited all that footage up and made a video from it, but I haven't. Here's a couple of quick snippets from the footage that I got right now. Well, I've got Lewis Shand coming round tonight, the director at Brewmeister. Lewis was supposed to be here at 7:30. It's almost 9 o'clock. Huh, that's almost a record, Lewis. So here I am, look, it's Lewis Shand from Brewmeister.
It's been a while since we've done a video together.
Yeah, it has. Well, it's been a while since we've done a video, but we've done a brew. We've done a brew, yeah, since, and it's the brew over there, the one that I showed you in the last video, the muesli brew. And look, before I dry hopped the majority of it, I bottled one of them, and it's now carbonated. Now, it is pretty cloudy, but we're going to crack it.
The best beer is always cloudy, though.
Well, there you are. I mean, that's where all the flavour
It's
is.
rustic and interesting.
It's a pity John isn't here. The other...
He's a bit of a... Are we allowed to swear on this, by the way?
You can, yeah.
John's a bastard.
He's a bastard.
John, you are a bastard.
He's a big, bushy, beardy bastard.
He's at home tonight watching that beard.
You could lose a badger in that beard. So anyway,
I'm dying to try this.
let's have a bash.
Don't you ever find, you guys at home, probably when you do homebrew as well, you open a bottle and you always pray that you're going to hear that and not the the
Aye, totally. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, this one I think should be. Well, I'm pretty certain it's carbonated.
Okay.
Listen for the hiss.
Oh,
there you are.
There we are. Cooking with gas.
I'm getting kind of caramel smell about it, and I'll cut this bit, but I'm also getting a bit of a diacetyl.
So I didn't want to say that. It's not that strong. It could just be the alcohol.
I suppose it might be.
It's
Yeah.
quite an alcoholic fragrance to it, and actually, in my head, when you shiggle it about a bit, it's not shiggle
Yeah, true. Actually, yeah, it's
about a bit. It's not too bad there actually.
I think
It's got a slight Belgian beer smell about it actually. But we used, what used to be used?
SO5.
SO5, so it shouldn't really have that. But then maybe breakfast cereal does something, you know? Who knows, that's a whole...
One thing that, because we used Morrison Savers muesli, and obviously we didn't realise at the time, but I don't really know what it is, but that's got vegetarian whey powder in it. Whatever that is. There are other supermarket brands that don't include that in their muesli. But I don't really know what, maybe that's what's...
There are other brands available.
There are other brands of muesli available. Alright, well I suppose we better...
This reminds me a lot of a beer I tried when I was in Austria. Because every year me and that guy Ginger John take a trip to Germany, and we decided, what the hell, let's take a trip into Austria.
Yeah.
We went into Austria and we found this really quaint little town, and it was like nothing was happening. It was really, we kind of regretted being there. But we took a walk down the high street, and it was about maybe 9 at night, it was dark, and we turned down this sort of lane and found this massive square court, and it had a cathedral on one side and this really interesting building on the left, and the building on the left happened to be the only bar in the whole place, but it wasn't a standard bar, it was like the nicest bar I've ever been in. It was in a cave, and there was a local brewery called the Stiegel Brewery, which was up in Salzburg.
Der Stiegelbräu.
Der Stiegelbräu, yeah!
Oh, Stiegelbräu!
And they made a beer, and normally they make lager, and it's not a bad lager by lager standards, but they made a special beer which was 9%, and it was cloudy. And the smell I get from this is exactly like it. We actually took the bottle home and stole some yeast and made a beer out of it. Never turned out that great, but...
I'm still getting a butteriness there, unfortunately.
I don't know, I think it's just complex.
You think so? He's a salesman.
Yeah. Shall we give this a try?
Yes, we shall indeed.
Cheers.
Cheers.
That is very malty.
It is.
It's pretty good.
I was kind of surprised that the amount of hops that we put in the boil, that it isn't hoppier.
It isn't.
I don't really get that.
No.
Because we put a shitload in.
I mean, the alpha on Dr. Rudy is...
I'll find out and I'll put it at the bottom of the
It's at the
screen.
bottom of the screen.
Yeah.
That could just be down to that. I mean, we did put a reasonable amount of hops in, but the alpha could be low or high or medium.
No, do you know what? I think it's medium. Because
Okay.
didn't we put Magnum in for the bittering?
Yeah, we did. But we didn't put
I didn't put loads in.
But, you know, this is, we've got to remember, this is pre-dry hopping.
Yeah, yeah. It doesn't taste bad. It's not a
No,
beer that-
actually, I think it's pretty damn good.
Yeah, I think
I
it's
like
quite
it. Whee! Or the fourth video, us just out clubbing in Dundee, just like, hey!
Hey, come on! Me and his slippers. Yeah, Simon Martin, he's a great guy.
He's a cool guy, isn't he?
He's a good guy.
Yeah, he's done one bad
really
review of us,
guy.
but I don't know. Still love him to bits, and he's really enthusiastic. And I'm going to do what he does in front of the camera.
He did a review of one of Lewis's beers, one like that. Oh, it's shite! It's unbelievable. No, that sounded like Geordie, didn't it?
Oh my god, that's pouring. That's a really nice beer. It is actually a really nice beer. Look at that. Look at that carbonation there.
Hello, my name's Brian Blessed.
I know.
I talk a bit like this.
Yeah.
Sometimes I talk very quietly.
Yeah.
And then suddenly I start talking very loudly like that.
You do a really good impression of that, actually.
Yeah. I love Brian Blessed. Brian, if you're ever watching, I want you to be in one of my videos. The Brian Blessed fan club.
So he might just be watching, you never know.
Hello.
Hey.
Do you watch Big Secur's homebrew videos? Because they're some of the best videos I've ever seen on homebrewing in the UK. I'm Brian Blessed. Ooh, he talks like this. Yeah, Brian Blessed, he's one of my favourites. I love Brian. Look at that big bushy beard. He doesn't give a monkeys, does Brian Blessed. Yeah. Anyway, so I'm about to do a beer today. You might hear the kettle moving up there. What are we at? So it's at 53 just now. I'm going to mash in 71.7. Let's try out me and Lewis's muesli beer. And Lewis, if you're ever down visiting your mum in Dundee, you need to come and get a couple of these because you need to try it. Now, I had to turn it upside down for carbing, so there's a little hop residue because it was dry hopped as well. So there we go. Now, it's not totally clear, as you'll see. It's kind of an orangey colour. It's not as big on the hops as you would expect. Now I know you're going to ask me what hops did we put in. We put in a shitload of Dr. Rudy, and I then dry hopped it with loads of other shit. Just chuck, you know it, you know me. I'm just like, hey, I've got so many hops, let's just chuck hops in here. So I did. So to be honest, I probably couldn't replicate it even if I wanted to. It's not bad. It's a decent beer, I think, but it's 8%. Big bitterness, but not massive. It's a big hoppy brew, but the bitterness doesn't linger. And whilst my sense of smell is crap, I've got a cold in a minute now. I've got a cold as well at the minute. Which means that I can't describe the toffee flavours, or the lychees, or the BMW in a field leaking petrol, or anything like that from this beer. It tastes good. It tastes like beer. It tastes like hops. It tastes like malt. So there we go. That is my, I keep saying my muesli beer, me and Lewis's muesli beer. So today, I'm making an easy drinking beer. Now, what the hell did I do with that pen? What the hell did I do with the pen? I put a pen on the kitchen worktop and I never brought the bloody thing out. Anyway, I'm attempting to make a 4% beer, or slightly below 3.8, something like that. You know, something sessionable, something you could have 2 or 3 of without being smashed. Pretty simple. Pale malt, some caramel, some Vienna malt, a little bit of chocolate malt for some colour, I'm going to use Windsor yeast, and in the mash, and hell, why not? I like chucks them in primary too. I'm going to stick some amylase in. What would a big Segue video be without a burp or two, eh? Yeah, amylase. I got a load of amylase from Jeff at Yakima Valley. And I got some Whirlflock tablets. First time I'm going to be using Whirlflock. I have to say I'm expecting a lot better results with Whirlflock than with just Irish Moss. I think Irish Moss, for me, it's kind of a bit hit or miss. Also, this beer here, I'm going to dry hop it. Not with pellets. Now, I normally exclusively get pellets. I mean, I've got pellets coming out my ears of various types. Oh look, I'm going to be putting these hops into this beer. I forgot to say. I got some from Jeff. Never heard of it before. Aaaargh. 14% alpha. Smell pretty fruity. Going to use that for some bittering. And I'm also going to chuck in some Amarillo as well. I'll probably use the whole packet. Screw it. Yeah, so that's me. The shed, the brew shed. Oh, sorry, this video was a bit higgledy-piggledy. Is that even a term in America? I don't know. I did a lager. You might remember at the end of last year I was brewing a lager, so this is my lager. I've bottled it. It's been in bottle now 3 months. It's not completely clear yet. I mean, it's almost there, but it's not crystal clear. I haven't tried it. I decided I wasn't going to try it until summer. It's going to be my lager for summer. It's 5.5%. But it's made with a true lager yeast, Ritchie's lager yeast. You might remember that I wrote to Ritchie's about their lager yeast. Because it didn't actually say what temperature it ferments at. All it said was reconstitute it at certain temperature, and then there you are. It didn't say ferment between 10 and 15 degrees, for instance. So they're actually going to change the packaging because I wrote to them. So that's great. That's proactive. That's listening to your customers. Well done. Nice one, Ritchie's. Oh. So, not a hugely entertaining video. I'm very sorry. I'm going to try and get back on the horse. Get back on the horse! Y'all need to get back on that horse and just keep riding. That's what you need to do. I honestly don't know what it is. It's just something depressing. Depression. You know, it's bizarre. I've installed a shed as a brewery. I spent a lot of time and money buying kitchen units, installing them, building them up, fitting them in, getting the right bit of wood to go on the back so that I got anti-splash and so nothing falls down the back of the units. I've wired it all in, I've got power sockets, built this big bit of rigging here for the kettle to sit on. I put so much work into it, and then something one day just kind of hits you, and I know I like making beer, and I know I'm passionate about making beer and wine and all the rest of it, but for some reason right now and for the last couple of months I've lost the passion. And I don't understand why. I'm making beer today, but I've intended to make beer every weekend for the last 6 weeks, and I haven't done it. Today I've made myself do it. So anyway, that's me. My apologies. I don't want to bring anyone down. Oh God, Segue, I feel so crap, and you know. I feel slightly better after drinking this. just wanted to let you know I'm still here. I'm still a brew tuber. I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna be what I was, but better. I need to find that passion again. There we go. If you've got any comments on what I've just said or this video, please stick them in the comments section. I try and reply to all comments that I can. If you want to message me on Facebook, you can. You get me on CQ Homebrew or Twitter, however you want. Boom. If you've got any questions about brewing, I sometimes do get questions about brewing, mainly via Facebook. My apologies if you've sent me a question and I haven't replied, or I've taken ages to reply. I'm sorry about that. It usually pops up on my phone saying you've got a new message or something, but for some reason I've not done that recently. But I still want to help, so if you've got any questions, let me know. Right, cheers guys. I'll try and get another video out soon, and I'll try and make it far less depressing. Boom.